The importance of David as king and ancestor of Jesus, based on the Bible passages 2 Samuel 7:12-16, Matthew 1:1-2, and Luke 1:32-33, along with additional information. 1. God's covenant with David, 2 Samuel 7:12-16. God makes a divine promise, covenant to David through the prophet Nathan. God assures David that his house, dynasty, and kingdom will endure forever. This covenant is foundational in the Old Testament, showing David's lasting importance. David is chosen by God not only as a king, but as the one through whom the eternal kingdom would come. 2. David as ancestor of Jesus, Matthew 1:1-2. The Gospel of Matthew begins by calling Jesus the son of David, the son of Abraham. It traces Jesus' genealogy back to David to show that Jesus is the promised Messiah from David's royal line. This connects Jesus to both the Jewish patriarchs and the royal lineage, fulfilling Old Testament prophecy. Jesus' identity as Messiah is rooted in his descent from King David. 3. Fulfillment of prophecy in Jesus, Luke 1:32-33. The angel Gabriel tells Mary that her son Jesus will, "You be great and called the Son of the Most High. O sit on the throne of his father David. O reign forever, and his kingdom will never end." This echoes God's promise to David in 2 Samuel. Jesus is the eternal king foretold in the covenant with David. Additional insights. David was Israel's greatest king, a man after God's own heart, symbolizing righteous rule. The term Son of David became a messianic title in Jewish tradition. Jesus' role as spiritual and eternal king goes beyond politics. He reigns in the hearts of believers and over God's kingdom. David is important because 1. God promised his dynasty would last forever. 2. Jesus, the Messiah, came from David's line. 3. The eternal kingdom promised to David is fulfilled in Jesus Christ. Thus, David's legacy is both historical and spiritual, making him a central figure in both the Old and New Testaments. Qualities of good leadership. Derived from King David's leadership, based on 1 Kings 3:11. 1 Kings 3:11. So God said to him, "Since you have asked for this, and not for long, life or wealth for yourself, nor have asked for the death of your enemies, but for discernment in administering justice." NIV. Although this verse directly refers to Solomon, it reflects the influence of David's leadership on his son, and the values that God approves in a leader. From David's life and legacy, we can derive several key qualities of good leadership. 1. Wisdom and discernment. David showed wisdom in dealing with people, enemies, and challenges. He sought God's guidance regularly, e.g., before battles, 2 Samuel 5:19. Solomon learned the value of discernment from David's example. Good leaders must make just and thoughtful decisions. 2. Humility. David, though a king, remained humble before God. He recognized his mistakes and repented sincerely, e.g., Psalm 51 after his sin with Bathsheba. A good leader acknowledges faults and seeks forgiveness. 3. Heart for God. David was called a man after God's own heart, 1 Samuel 13:14. He loved God deeply, worshipped wholeheartedly, and wrote many psalms. A strong relationship with God is the foundation of righteous leadership. 4. Courage and trust in God. From facing Goliath to leading Israel in battles, David was courageous. His confidence came not from his strength, but from his faith in God. Leaders need courage rooted in trust in God. 5. Justice and fairness. David aimed to rule justly, promoting righteousness and opposing evil. 2 Samuel 8:15 says, "David reigned over all Israel, doing what was just and right for all his people." Justice is central to good leadership. Ying's vision and planning. David had a vision to build the temple, though Solomon built it. He prepared materials and planned ahead, showing foresight. Leaders need long-term vision and preparation. 7. Love for people. David deeply loved his people and showed concern for them, e.g., mourning Absalom. He acted as a shepherd king, protecting and guiding the nation. Compassion and service are marks of godly leadership. Achievements of King David. 1. United the tribes of Israel. David united the 12 tribes under one kingdom. He established Jerusalem as the capital city, making it a political and spiritual center. 2. Established a strong kingdom. David expanded Israel's borders and brought peace and security through military victories. He defeated enemies like the Philistines, Moabites, Edomites, and others. 2 Samuel 8. 3. Captured Jerusalem, Zion. Took the city from the Jebusites and made it the city of David. 2 Samuel 5:6-7. Brought the Ark of the Covenant to Jerusalem, strengthening its spiritual importance. 4. Deep faith and relationship with God. David wrote many psalms expressing deep worship, repentance, and trust in God. He was described as a man after God's own heart. 1 Samuel 13:14. 5. Covenant with God, Davidic covenant. God promised that David's dynasty would last forever and that the Messiah, Jesus, would come from his line. 2 Samuel 7:12-16. 6. Prepared for the temple. Though he was not allowed to build the temple, David gathered materials and gave plans for Solomon to complete it. 1 Chronicles 22. Failures of King David. 1. Adultery with Bathsheba. David committed adultery with Bathsheba, the wife of Uriah. 2 Samuel 11. He then arranged for Uriah's death in battle to cover up the sin. 2. Family problems. His household was filled with violence, rape, and rebellion. 2 Samuel 13:2-18. His son Absalom rebelled against him and tried to take the throne. 3. Census of Israel. David ordered a census out of pride or lack of trust in God. 2 Samuel 24. This act displeased God and led to a plague that killed 70,000 people. 4. Polygamy and its consequences. David had many wives and concubines, which led to family rivalry and troubles. This practice, though common at the time, led to disorder and division in his family.